Fiber to fabric. In this chapter, we will learn the process of obtaining wool, process of obtaining silk, and how fibers are converted into fabric. The wool is obtained mainly from animals, like sheep, goat, and yak. But it also obtained from camel and alpaca. The wool is acquired from the fleece or hair of these animals. Wool is made from the soft hair of the sheep because of its fine quality. Sometimes sheep are selected to gain a breed that has only fine soft hair on the skin and less or no hard hair. This process is called selective breeding. The main breeds of sheep that provide wool in India are Angora goat and Kashmiri goat. Sheep are reared all over India in order to acquire wool from them, such as in Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan, Arunachal Pradesh, and Gujarat. There are 6 steps in the process of obtaining wool. These are shearing, scoring, sorting, removing of burrs, coloring of wool fibers, and rolling of wool. Shearing is a process of removing the fleece of the sheep, along with a thin layer of its skin. Shearing is conducted generally in hot weather, so that the sheep do not feel cold and can survive easily. Scoring is a process of removing dirt, grease, and dust from the hair removed from the sheep. It is generally done with the help of machines. Sorting is the process of separating the hair of the sheep according to their textures. Removing of burrs. In this step, the burrs or small fibers present on the hair are picked out. Then the hair is cleaned and dried out. The product so obtained is the wool that can now be converted into fibers. Coloring of wool fibers. In this step, the fibers are dyed in different colors. Rolling of wool. In the last step, the fibers for wool so obtained is straightened out and combed, and then rolled into a yarn. The silk thread on the silk yarn is obtained from the cocoon. Different types of silk are obtained because of the different types of silk moths. The mulberry silk moth is the most common kind of silk moth that produces soft, elastic, and shining silk. Let's see the life cycle of silk moth. The life cycle of silk moth starts when a female silk moth lays eggs. These eggs are generally large in numbers, as a single silk moth can lay about 100 eggs at a time. The caterpillar or larvae are hatched from the eggs of the silk moth. The silkworms feed on mulberry leaves and give rise to pupa. In the pupa stage, a weave is netted around by the silkworm to hold itself. After that, it swings its head, spinning a fiber made of a protein, and becomes a silk fiber. And this covering is known as the cocoon. The pupa stage is a motionless stage. In this stage, the pupa changes into an adult moth. The female moth lays eggs after mating, and thus, the life cycle of silkworm begins again. Firstly, as the cocoons are acquired, they are kept under the sun or boiled, so that the silk fibers can separate out from them. Then, the reeling of the silk takes place. It is a process in which the cocoon's threads are processed to be used as silk. The silk fibers thus obtained are drawn and rolled into threads. And then, silk fabrics are made from these threads. From all these things, we have learned the process of obtaining wool and the process of obtaining silk. Now we know how fabrics are made from fiber.